I'm Tyler, and I play guitar and do lead vocals in Eunoia.
Hi, I'm Tom. I'm the drummer and backing vocalist of Eunoia.
Hello, I am Logan, and I am the bassist and also backing vocalist of Eunoia.
I'm Adam, and I also play guitar, lead guitar,
Okay.
and I don't sing.
Right. Who writes the songs and music, and how does it all come together?
That's me. I write the lyrics and the rough guitar parts, the rhythm guitar parts. Usually what happens is I'll write the songs and then I'll record really rough acoustic demos of me doing them, and then I'll send them to the guys, and then on their own they come up with their parts. And once we all come together to practice, we start practicing through the song and see if it works, if it doesn't work. We haven't had really any problems.
No, it comes together.
Every time we come together and practice, we literally play the song. And we're like, oh, yeah, we don't have any problems.
Yeah.
Okay. Since you guys all come from, I know two of you do. I don't know about you guys. You come from different bands within this scene. Do you feel like you started from the bottom up, or do you think that you started with people who were automatically supporting you?
Now we hear.
I can't answer.
You can, yeah. Go ahead.
I was in a band with some kids from my high school, and it was not the best. It was not the best experience. I mean, I don't want to say anything mean because I'm going to be in a band with them again pretty soon, but band name was Pansy.
Oh.
Endorsed by Frank Iero.
Endorsed by
Shout
Frank
out to Frank
Iero. That's all I have to say about that. It was kind of a weird experience.
U-Bass is also no? Alright.
No, we can talk about it.
Oh, I know, we have to.
Actually, myself, Tom, and Logan, the way that we all met was years ago. We were in this organization called U-Bass, which was the Upper Bucks Alliance for Creative Expression, and we literally, it's a bunch of kids from the Bucks County, Montgomery County areas get together, and we do these tribute concerts where we do whatever theme they came up with or whatever sort of thing. Worst experience of our lives. He ducked out early. I actually kept going until the end of my senior year, which is I think junior, sophomore year was when I met you.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, and then when you joined on. So really funny story. But for me, all the different bands that I've been in, the way I always viewed it was I never viewed there being a bottom. I always kind of just viewed it as each band I was in kind of pushed me to do something that I didn't do before. So I can't even remember the earliest band for me or whatever sort of thing, but once I got up to the region where it was I was in this hardcore band called Fate of Fiction, that forced me to really look at the guitar as a lead guitar, that sort of thing.
That band.
And then I left, that band stopped doing stuff, and I joined Hailing the Fragile Hearts where I played bass, and that pushed me to look at a completely different instrument in a whole new way that I would have never imagined to look at it. And then I joined BGL, and all of a sudden I had to I had to actually learn kind of how to sing and take care of my voice, and do be a frontman, which was a real challenge, a real tough challenge for me. And then now here I am, doing that sort of stuff. Tom, do you have anything to say?
No, Eunoia is really the first band I've really been in, and I've always been complaining to Tyler that I've always wanted to be in a band, but it's non-stop too. But it's really great that I get to share this experience.
It was so funny sending Tom a text message and saying, "Hey Tom, guess what? We're in a band."
I literally danced around my dorm room, and my roommate's just what the hell is he doing?
He's having a good time.
I was very happy. I come from a more progressive rock sort of background, but I fit in real well with this because I really like the music as well. I really appreciate it. So,
Spikes.
We started from the bottom, but now we're here.
Yes. I was waiting for it. I was waiting for Spikes to just punch that ball down.
It's a ping pong ball though, not basketball.
Yeah, not basketball. Who has time for that?
Basketball.
Nobody likes basketball.
Can you guys name an insecurity you each had before? Well, when you started the band or in any band, your first band.
Okay.
Band related, not person.
That's
Dr. Phil here.
Please start? Okay. I feel like for me, it's always going to be my voice. My voice is the one thing that I'm always the most like anal about. You know, and I mean, I'm trying like you know every day I try my hardest to find new ways to get myself warmed up to make sure I don't like I'm always drinking water before performances to condition my voice. I have green tea during the day, that sort of thing. But like I'm always so like really just like really like crazy about my voice, and it makes it hard to like record and that sort of stuff sometimes too, because I get inside my head and it makes me like not be able to like sing and stuff like that. So for me, it's definitely my voice, because like I don't think I sound good half the time, but like it's other people are like, oh hey, that sounded great. I'm just like, but I cracked so bad and I stopped singing and I shouldn't. So that's it. Yeah.
For me, like this is like my first band again, but for me it's just literally writing parts, like playing in general, because I've never written original parts before, so I don't know, like coming from that progressive rock background, I don't know to make it like super complex and super busy, or like I also have like an appreciation for like post rock, then make it like as minimalistic as possible, but like in the end I kind of just try to like establish a good groove and just like have fun with it. If I have fun with my parts, I know I wrote them well. So that's an insecurity I've been trying to get over.
Adam's insecure, or Logan's insecure about his beard.
Oh no.
Kevin,
This is what keeps me going.
It plays the bass for it.
These don't mean anything.
Alright, the peanut gallery needs to calm down.
Calm down for the peanut.
Space to get a better.
There's only one nut in this room.
Where's the peanuts?
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I got that.
Go ahead.
All right. An insecurity I have is the occasion where I have to play guitar in front of people, because I'm not very good at it. Stop. No. Because I'm not very good at being like in front of a lot of people and doing something that people pay a whole lot of attention to, which is why I'm pretty good on the bass, because nobody pays attention to it.
Oh, but you rock it, man.
Yeah, you got that shit.
But if you screw up, nobody notices.
That's true. Touche.
If you screw up on guitar, everybody notices.
Spikes.
It's true. It is true. I'm just really like shy, so for me, just getting in front of people is hard. Like playing, like for BGL, it was really hard for me to just like jump around, headbang like an idiot, but it's fun. And yeah, just playing the right notes and stuff, because I get super nervous and my hand like shakes when I'm playing these. Like when I do that tapping part in, what's that song called? What's our song called?
Collect calls.
Collect calls, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
So, yeah, just not being nervous. Or I wish I could not be nervous.
What's the band's claim to fame?
Is this like for personally for each of us?
No, as a unit.
As a collective.
1, 2, 3. Our booty shorts.
Yo, we'll beat those windbreakers.
Yeah. No, I think as a band, like we just want to be remembered for the fact that like we helped, like we helped people. We all as musicians really appreciate music and what it's done for us, and like where we've come from and stuff like that. And we really appreciate like what music has done for us, like emotionally, physically, that sort of thing. And I think we just want to be remembered for the fact that we gave our all, and that we helped people along the way, not just ourselves, in this emotional journey, like with what we're doing with our music and stuff like that, but we helped others along the way in that. I mean, I could be wrong. You guys?
No, I agree.
Oh, okay, cool.
I want to be remembered for the funny faces I make.
Yes.
You were so happy.
I want to be remembered as the guy that makes people laugh on stage, because that's kind of what I try to do every show. Is I don't want people to be bored.
Yeah, your banter put us like 15 minutes over.
I know. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I did not mean for that to happen.
No, it was in good taste. It was good.
Oh, okay.
What was your first impression of like your band members, and how do you feel about them now?
Okay, when we started, it was actually one of the guys that's standing in the back of the room there, Mr. Charles Raphael, yeah, and the Peanut Gallery. He was our original drummer, and it was us. It was me, Charles, Logan, and then Logan's friend Matt. And you know, we were doing whatever stuff, and I was stupid because I was trying to push Charles to do things that he's not necessarily comfortable with doing, which is my fault. And I'm an idiot for it because I love the kid to death, and I never would want to like push him to something he's uncomfortable with. So, you know, that was kind of a weird, rocky point in the band. Don't shake your head and look at me like that.
Practically volunteered to go.
Yeah, you did. But so that was a really weird, like, you know, bump in the road, like for the band and stuff like that. And then, you know, so I asked Tom if he wanted to be a part of it, because literally, while Tom was at Penn State, like after I had recorded the like acoustic demos and stuff,
I helped you
like
record
that,
those demos.
He did. He helped me record those acoustic demos. He was writing parts, and he wasn't even in the band.
In his head.
I was bored. I don't do anything at Penn State.
So I was like, well, this is a given. No, but I mean, like, you know, so it was me, Tom, Matt, and Logan for a little bit, and that was fantastic. That was great. Like, we had so much fun. We all clicked and stuff like that. And you know, Matt, you know, sadly had to attend to some personal things, so you know, he left the band. So it was just the three of us for a while. And I mean, it was really interesting because, you know, for me, I was so used to playing these songs by myself acoustically, and like all of a sudden, you know, these other guys came in and just like made them something so much bigger than like what they were when I started writing. And you know, the fact that like it was weird, like when it was the three of us, because you know, it was these two guys that I've known for a really long time. You know, we went through U-Base together. We've all really done things musically. We've never done them together necessarily, but you know, we've done that. So it's just like, you know, it was crazy doing that. And then like once we met Adam, it was just like, this guy, holy shit.
Yeah,
So like, you know,
when I was writing those parts though, when the first practice was the first time I put those parts to a drum set. I had written them all in my head.
in your head, yeah. No, he did not have a drum set.
I didn't have a drum set at school because I live in like an apartment, so I wrote them all in my head just listening to the demos, you know, just Tyler singing an acoustic guitar. And I just thought like, oh, well, bass could do this, the lead guitar could do this, I'll do this, you know. And so first practice, I put my parts to a kit, and it felt like we had been playing the song for years.
Like we had been doing it for like so long, and that was just amazing. Like
We're getting off topic though.
Yeah, we kind of. Well, okay, so I mean, I love, you know, to talk about the two guys who have been here, you know, since like the band's inception, you know, like whatever sort of thing. Like I love Tom and Logan. They're two of, you know, my like best friends in the whole wide world, and they literally exceeded every expectation I ever had, you know, of this band. Because like I had always just planned that if I was just gonna go around and do whatever stuff, and then if a band happened, that's cool. But these guys literally made it work. And then like once Adam, like, because like, you know, Adam was talking about like jamming with us and stuff like that, and we thought that'd be really neat. And then like a couple days before we actually got together and jammed, he sends me a video of him doing this lead part that he made up for one of it was actually the lead part for Collect Calls. And he's like, yo, I just want to know what you think about this, if you think I should keep it or if I should change it. And I watched the video and my jaw hit the floor. And I was like, oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah, for a Valentine. But like, and like I was just like, holy crap, and like I sent it to Tom, and he's just like, we need this kid in our band, and I'm just like, yes we do. So I mean, Adam has been incredible.
He reminds me so much of Danny West.
Yeah, he also like it was really hard for us to like get somebody else to fill Matt's place. Because like, you know, Matt was such an integral part. We loved him so much, and it was just so sad when he left, and we were just like, oh, we could never replace Matt. And then we met Adam, and it just changed completely.
It was very natural.
And he fit so well. It was great.
What are your biggest music influences?
All right, Faith No More.
Faith No More, yeah, that's a good choice.
Honestly, both for my Valentine. I wouldn't be able to play the leads that I do if I hadn't listened to them.
And had your cover thing?
And what?
And had your cover thing?
Yeah, that helps.
YouTube page?
50K views, you don't know. No big deal.
Shout out to Adam.
Thanks, guys. Third band.
It's so hard.
Anthrax, probably.
Anthrax?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
fair
that
enough.
Anthrax.
My top favorite band, I hate saying this, but they're not there for me anymore, but the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
I love that.
It's
Don't
embarrassing
laugh.
for me because I don't like them at all anymore. But they're really what got me to start playing bass and be so front with it. Now though, the Deer Hunter, 2, and David Bazan.
Yes!
Who is my favorite lyricist and songwriter ever.
Absolute #1 influence for me would be Coheed and Cambria. My friends make fun of it. It's, oh my god. I can't even describe the effect that music has on me. It's just, they're just phenomenal musicians. Josh Everett is my favorite drummer. He's most influential to me. I can't think of another drummer who grooves as well as him, and he's just having fun with it the whole time. He's just high energy. You know, I try to emulate a lot of that. Josh Everett, shout out to Josh Everett.
Josh Everett.
He was great live.
Yeah.
He's really good live. Oh, I saw him last year. Oh my god, it's so good. Second influence, definitely Pink Floyd.
Yes.
I mean, there's like, when you think of Pink Floyd, you don't really think of drums. Nick Mason was a very minimalistic drummer, but he had like a lot of cool mannerisms that I sort of picked up. Two Sons, one of our songs, like the first half, it's influenced by like a very Pink Floyd sort of feel for me. First album I listened to was Dark Side of the Moon, so that's like my favorite album. I think it's just perfect. So Pink Floyd's definitely up there. And my third would probably be Rush. Neil Peart is a phenomenal drummer. I take a lot of the more technical sort of things from that. I take like his technicality and try to mix that in with Josh Everett's groove and sort of get this middle ground where I can have fun with it and look cool.
Alright, god, you guys are asking me the most impossible question ever. Okay, well first I'll start with the early November because that's a no-brainer. Ace Enders is one of the hugest influences on me as a songwriter and as
phenomenal.
Exactly. You know, shout out to Incurrence.
Shout out to Incurrence.
But like, you know, it just, you know, he is a songwriter and he's a singer has just influenced me so hard. Like every time I've listened to him, like especially now, like with Incurrence, like I listen to his voice and I'm just like, God, I want to do that so bad, because he's so dynamic. And they just, you know, they've been there for me for, you know, a really, really long time, and every time I see them in concert, it just moves me to a point that I can't even believe. Secondly, I guess I'd probably have to say the Beatles. The Beatles were a huge influence on me when I was a kid. You know, growing up in, you know, like moving here to Telford, all I listened to was the Beatles' one album, which was like the culmination of all their #1 hits, and it just, you know, even all their other albums have had such a huge influence on me, like as a thinker and like, you know, as a songwriter and stuff like that, and I just love how they've transcended genres. And you know, just wonderful stuff. And then third, I guess I would probably say Green Day. Yeah, probably. Green Day, like, ever since I was 6 years old and I listened to Dookie for the first time, I've been like enthralled with that band, and it's you know, Billy Joe Armstrong, you know, say what you will about them now, but he has written some of the greatest punk rock songs of our entire generation, and you know, he, like, just the way that he writes and the way that, like, you know, his mannerisms, like the music can sound so simple, but he can write the most profound lyrics in the world, and I always appreciated that about him. And I always looked to him as a songwriter as well, like when I was writing and stuff like that. And I just, you know, Green Day's always been the one band that I've always gone to in terms of, like, you know, the way I write, the way I sing, the way I, you know, do things. So yeah, I'd say Green Day's probably the third band. And that was the most impossible question.
All right, and last question. What is the overall goal for the band?
Okay. Well, like, I guess let's quick go down the line. Adam, what's your goal?
Wait, what? Like the socks? What? Your socks
What's your goal?
What does your other sock look like?
It's the same thing. It's just, yeah. Thank you.
Our goal, get Tyler's socks. Where'd you buy those?
I forget.
Focus.
For the band, I don't know. Like Tyler mentioned earlier, just like helping people. I think we all have, you know, struggles we have. you know, Anxious Witness, before I joined the band, I love that song and I can relate to it a lot. Yeah, just if anyone like connects with the music on an emotional or just liking the music at all and just having fun playing music, really.
Yeah. Alright. Robot.
That'll never end.
It won't.
I'd say our goal is to be able to relate to people that are going through really hard times. Because I know for a fact that Tyler and I both had horrible last year. It was the worst for both of us probably.
Yep.
I don't know about you guys, you could have had the worst year ever, but I know as a fact that Tyler and I had some of the worst experiences last year ever. And this band has really, it's helped me a lot already, so that's one part of the goal, and I'm hoping that it helps everybody else.
Well, I created a 8-point goal. Remember that I said
Oh, you did! That's right! Forgot about that.
It's really long and convoluted, so I won't get into it, but it ends up with me dying prematurely, and they get Josh Eppard to come in and record parts for their 7th studio album. But in reality, definitely... but being serious, definitely what Adam and Logan said. It's relating and helping with people. I dealt with a lot of stuff just growing up, like going through high school and everything. 2012 was a terrible year. Don't shout out to that year. But looking back in the past, looking back in the past, it's kind of just like now. I don't view these things negatively anymore. I just move on with my life and just learn from that and be happy from it.
When I first formed this idea of a band, it was just me and my acoustic guitar, and I was just doing some solo stuff. I literally was trying to like write songs and it wasn't working, and then last year happened, and just all of a sudden this flood of like lyrics and songs and everything just came at me at this furious pace that I did not expect. And when I first formed this, I kept in mind that it was going to be my creative outlet to help me get through these troubled times, and that I was going to the point was to get to that point of Eunoia, to get to that beautiful thought, to feel better and not be a sad sack of crap all the time. But now that we're actually doing things, that we've got this album coming out eventually, and we're doing like all this stuff, it's not only not only am I doing it for myself, but I'm doing it for other people as well. Like the one thing that I want in this world is for somebody who's literally curled up in a ball on their bed crying late at night, not knowing what to do, find our album, listen to it, and go, oh my God, that's it. That's it right there. I get it now. And just literally, they feel that they themselves need to take that journey. Like, I don't want, this journey isn't about me taking it alone, or Tom taking it alone, Logan taking it alone, Adam taking it alone. We're all in this for everyone else as well. So anybody that listens to our music and feels inspired by it or feels helped by it and stuff, that is what's important. That is what we're doing, and that is what the ultimate goal is for all of us, or at least for me, is to continuously help people through the power of the one thing I love to do in my life, which is to write music. And that's the point. That's everything that we're trying to do with this band, and we hope to achieve with this band.
Who would be the first to go in the zombie apocalypse? And who would last the longest?
Oh God.
Adam would last the longest.
Adam
What?
would. Sorry. It would be Adam. If we're talking about lasting the longest, it'd probably be Adam. I was gonna say Tom.
Oh, come on.
No, this is really hard. Yeah, okay, the beard.
My crawl space is clutch though. He's getting in there.
That's true. I would crawl into his crawl space with him, so maybe Tom and I would last about the same amount of time. Logan, honestly, I think we'd all crawl into the crawl space.
Yeah, you guys are all invited. Come to my crawl space.
It's huge. Well, it's not huge, but
It's pretty cramped, but I mean, you won't be complaining
It'll
when
be a
your
good
zombies
time.
trying to
And
eat
you'll have
you.
acoustic
When you look like
songs.
Gollum afterwards. He's in there.
Shut up, Charles. But I don't know. I guess Adam. I don't even fucking know. I mean, this is like Adam. Adam will outlive
Just
all of
Adam?
us. Yeah, Spikes. With the nickname Spikes.
They don't call him the talent for nothing.
Yes. Spikes will outlive all of us.
And out Spike.
In Adam we trust.
He'll outspike all of us. Shout out to Spikes.
Okay, now say bye to the viewers.
Goodbye.
Tom Secret
Thank you
Woman.
for watching our vlog.
Thank you guys.